Good morning, everyone. Marge asked me to just introduce the speaker series to you for this spring session. And I think we have a good lineup of very interesting topics. The series will begin on April 7th, and David Leighton Brown will be talking about the embattled presidency and beyond. I think you all know David. He is from Richmond Hill, and most of his work has been on Canada-United States relations, and he has spent many years interpreting Canada to American audiences and the United States to Canada. So he's just perfect for this topic. And he'll be talking about Trump and his presidency, but also the influence has been wielding since post-presidency. On April 14th, it's very timely. We have Alan Bartley, who will be talking about the Ku Klux Klan in Canada. He'll be focusing on the history of it and how it came to Canada in the 1920s, when Canada was very open and ripe to have this movement come north from the United States. I think it's a very timely topic in terms of the influence from the United States, given what happened in Ottawa. And then following Alan, we have a different topic altogether, and it's going to be Lila Denbach who will be speaking. And she's a young woman who is a photographer. Her livelihood is being a fashion photographer, but her story begins at the age of 12 when she purchased her first camera. And with that first camera, she and her father came down to Toronto from Collingwood and began photographing the homeless. Her work is known around the world. She's participated in different exhibits around the world, and she has now just finished publishing her fourth book on the topic. So she'll be talking about her experiences and sharing some of the photos that she has taken. Following Leah, we have Mark Kozak Holland, and he'll be speaking on April 28th. And the title of his topic is Lessons from the Project that Built, Launched, and Sank the Titanic. And I think we'll all learn some new facts behind the fate of the Titanic. And he will be talking to us about the lessons that we can learn from the project of actually building the Titanic and how decisions were made along the way. So it's very intriguing. And then we have on May 5th, Daniel Black speaking, and his topic is called A Strange and Secret Wartime Journey. He'll be talking about a very little known fact or story during the First World War. And it's about Canada's role in recruiting and establishing the Chinese Labor Corps on behalf of the British government. And Dr. Harry Livingston, it's his story as well, his involvement in this Chinese Labor Corps was instrumental in also going to China and recruiting the people to come and be part of this Labor Corps. And the role that Canada played also was that as they played a role in that the Chinese Labor Corps, the people would come to Vancouver, and then from Vancouver they would be transported across the country on secret trains. And you'll learn about how, for example, they stopped along different stops along the route where there were actually guards on the platforms of the train stations to ensure that the Chinese, none of them left the trains at all. And Dr. Livingston remained with the Chinese Labor Corps until 1920 before he returned to Canada from Europe. Most interesting. And finally, we have Joanna Chui, who will talk about China Unbound, which is the title of her book that was published last year. And she'll be talking about her premise that for too long, Western societies have mishandled or simply ignored Beijing's actions out of narrow self-interest. Decades of willful misinterpretation have over time become complicity in the toxic diplomacy, human rights abuses, and foreign interferences seen from China today. So she'll be talking about that as well, and she's coming to us from via Vancouver. Now that will be our lineup for this spring series. And one of the comments that was made to me was that they're all heavy topics. And the reason that they're all heavy topics is I wanted to intersperse it with some lighter topics, but I want to take advantage of the fact that we're going to be presenting these talks via Zoom, and we have the luxury of bringing people from further away than what we would have been able to do if we're live. So in one way, Zoom has been a blessing in terms of we've been able to reach further afield. Now, there's another, people have been asking me, how do I go about choosing the speakers and setting up the series? And I don't have any strict formula to follow. And I gather my information through my readings. I watch different interviews and documentaries on television. I certainly scour the op-eds in the newspapers. And importantly, I listen to your interests. And I keep that in mind as I'm doing all of my research, so that if I find something that I think will suit a particular topic, I will certainly try to pursue it. And also there are other third age lecture series that I go to that opens the door for me as well. So that's about it. And I'm really hoping to see you at our spring speaker series. And certainly the tickets are on sale now. And we hope that to see you there.